Welcome to Intuitive Seek. My name is Mary Train, and as an intuitive guide, energy healer, and meditation teacher, I aim to bring you a grounded approach to all things energy and intuition. Everything I share is with the hope to help you remember how your unique power of intuition is your own greatest teacher. Hello and welcome. Welcome to your Intuitive Week, your energy update for the week of July 6th. And if you listened to July energy impressions from last week, you may remember that the theme of July is grounded magic makes miracles. So really opening up to what your specific magic is. Your gifts, your talents, your abilities, your perspective, your voice, your point of view. So much of us we don't really perceive as something magical or special, something that can create what we are really wanting to have and hold, what we desire, that we hold the key for it. And this month really feels like a month where the possibility is, oh, wait, it was there all along. So just a little reminder, if you haven't listened to the July energy impressions, go listen first and then come back and listen to this one. But keep in mind what grounded action, what grounded clarity is coming through for you. And notice when you have the resistance to actually open up and share your magic, because that's what's creating the miracle. Miracle meaning something that you never thought could actually happen, or was for you, or was possible. This month feels like it's charged with the essence of, oh, it can happen. And what came through in the meditation connects to that, I feel, so beautifully. But before I dive into this week ahead, I do want to share that in August, I have 2 spaces opening up for my 4-month one-on-one journey that I call The Key. It's a journey of development, of healing, of discovery, and it can be the change maker. It can be the thing that leaps you back into yourself. And I've been doing it for quite a few years now, and I am always so amazed and inspired and astounded by the change and the beauty and the life altering unfolding that is different for everyone because everyone is so unique. But when you make this space to reconnect and reclaim yourself and find that key within that unlocks everything that you thought was not for you or not available, it is incredible and one of my absolute favorite things to be a part of. So, if you have been hearing about it over the past while, you've had the curiosity, you're not sure, reach out. Reach out. Look in the show notes. I have the application there for you, and it may really be what you need to move into your purpose, which is already there, already available. You just have to remember. And holding that space for yourself is part of it. But it's full of intuitive guidance, guided energy healing, and I call it life-changing only because that has been the kind of consistent message in the testimonials over and over again. So if some life-changing support sounds like something that you could use to propel you into your future, your desired, true, exactly what is meant for you future, then reach out. And I'll share a short excerpt from a testimonial because I do find that past clients, their experience is the best way to know kind of what can happen through this journey. The work that we did together was the key that unlocked something. I finally feel like I'm home. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude, and I wanted to be completely open to it, but I am skeptical, and I know that this actually works. And one more, I had an incredibly soulful and energetic journey with Mary. So gracefully, she saw with clarity what was going on in my life, where I had blind spots and trouble understanding. She sees with such discernment, honesty, and love. I knew what she was sharing was true. I felt a level of expansion I really needed, and now feel grounded to take inspired action. Awareness and understanding were the first levels of healing and relief. And then after her energy work, it significantly relieved my physical pain. Mary is truly gifted in what she does, and I highly recommend her to anyone who is called to do some soul searching and healing. And listen, is it easy to share those testimonials, to speak them like saying my name in the third person? No. But I also know that I am very grateful and proud of the work that I do and offer and that we do together. But for me, testimonials, reviews, that's what I find are the best to offer kind of clarity for me when I'm searching for services and who to work with and yeah, anything. Anywhere that I want to invest, I really appreciate what the experiences of past clients have been. So for anyone that is curious, I do hope that that helped give a bit more clear understanding on what we could do together. So reach out, let me know any questions you have, and maybe August is the time to really shift. So much can happen in 4 months. It is shocking. Shocking. I'm never surprised, but I am always amazed. All right. So thank you for listening to that and allowing me to share about my work. So let's get into your energy update for the week ahead. Welcome to anyone who is new, and welcome back to everyone who has listened before. Just a reminder about these energy updates. What I do is I go into a nice deep meditation with the intention to receive insight, guidance, symbolism, anything that I can translate through my intuition for us with as much clarity as possible about the week ahead. Clarity about opportunities, challenges, what to look for, what to maybe pay more attention to. And the most important part about these energy updates is for you to use them as a development for your own intuition, to trust when something resonates and trust when it doesn't. If it feels like a message for you, then trust that. If it feels like it isn't, trust that as well. You know yourself the best. I try to translate this with as much clear vision as possible, but if you interpret it differently from what I'm sharing, trust how you're interpreting it. We are in this together, but you are your greatest intuitive. You are the best. So trust your intuition over everything. So I'll share what came through in the meditation, and then I will share the animal that came through. And then I will share some writing prompts, journal prompts, ways for you to dive deeper into the energy for the week ahead. So when I first opened up the meditation for your week of July 6th, we were walking through really thick trees. And the person in the meditation was us, you and I. And we were walking through these thick trees, almost overwhelmingly thick. Like it was a lot of green and a lot of growth, but it did feel a bit overwhelming. And this felt like we were very aware of the depth of our growth. That this week we might really be confronted with how much has grown, how much we have changed. And it could be possible that all of that growth has maybe left us a bit blind on our path. And meaning that blindness of not knowing what comes next because things feel unfamiliar because of all of that growth. Maybe we're feeling unfamiliar, unsettled because of the lack of open clarity on our path because it is so new. But it also felt very supportive because then the next thing that came through was we were kind of being carried by the branches, these really dense green branches starting to carry us through. And this felt like such an important piece of the insight for this week ahead. That if you feel overwhelmed by the unfamiliar, if you feel unsettled by not knowing what's coming next, but feeling like so much has changed, look for the support that you have that has actually come with your growth. That's what it feels like those trees were representing as well. How can you lean on the support that is there for you? That you don't have to rely on all of your own strength to move through this week on your own. This really feels like a message to open up to the grounded support that is available to you and that you may be surrounded by, but you didn't really realize it because you might be operating on the old truth. But how much has changed, how much you've grown, there is new support available that maybe you are unfamiliar with depending on or asking for. And of course, all of the green, lush trees that felt overwhelming at the beginning, but then started to carry us through, this really points to the grounded, embodied energy that we connect to, that we may need to connect to this week and make space for. That it can also be how we move through this week with a smoother, less forceful energy, like a real get grounded so that we can open up to receive support this week. Less pushing, less force, opening and grounding, and recognizing all of the beautiful growth and support around you. And this is where it really shifted. Our path opened up, and there was a candle, a really big candle, was just there. And then we clapped, and then the flame ignited. We clapped, and the flame ignited. We had strong action, and then the fire started, which really felt like a symbol of so many things. But the first thing that came was this week we may have some big realizations that comes from our action, some new awareness, knowledge, some kind of ignition. Something turns on or ignites this week, the opportunity for it. And it might feel like all of the sudden something comes to light. And it really feels like it's connected to our growth, connected to all of the change. And as we allow ourselves to reach out for support, that we're getting grounded, we're not getting overwhelmed by the unfamiliar, that we are taking action, and it brings us this sudden new understanding, this new light. A flame is ignited, that something shifts this week, and it feels like a really good thing. Because as that flame lit, the next thing that came through was our heart space, our heart energy, our heart chakra. It was activated. There was a lot of energy moving through our heart space. So this also felt like the guidance to move to the heart this week. That's part of the medicine. If you get caught up in the unfamiliar and all of the growth and change, caught up in how to ask for support, what kind of support you even have, and where to find it, and what to do, like really getting caught up in the mind, in all that figuring it out energy, to go back to your heart, to connect to your heart. to pay attention to what your heart wants you to know and remember, to simply just be in your heart. Connecting to our hearts, that can be one of the greatest ways to feel anchored and grounded and embodied. Our heart energy is very powerful. And if you feel like your heart has been moving through a lot and could use some support, you can listen to my energy healing meditation for your heart. I'll put it in the link in the show notes. I have it on the feed here and on Insight Timer for free. Love a free resource for you guys always. And yes, if you haven't listened, listen, see how it feels, see what shifts, and it could be a really beautiful way for you to reconnect, to come back to the beauty and the support and the love that you carry already within your heart, but also the wisdom. And maybe that's a big part of your growth. Maybe you have expanded so much of your heart energy, and that's why it's feeling unfamiliar and unsettled. So, what can you do when you feel like that? Just allow your heart to guide you by just being in that energy, but also being supported. So, that meditation could really help you this week. So, if that's resonating, go to the show notes and listen. They're short, about 10 minutes, and yeah, it may really help you. So, give a listen, let me know. And I know I love it. It really helps me. I make them for myself too. So, yes, if you haven't done them before or it's been a minute, they're always there for you. And then the next thing that came through in the meditation, another surprise. I loved this one. I mean, I love them all. They're always surprising. That's why I love doing these for us. But the next thing that came through was the light of the candle. So that big flame illuminated all of these gold coins all over the ground, all around the candle, representing obviously money, resources, abundance, resources that maybe you didn't realize were valuable, maybe you didn't realize were even available to you. It really felt like that clap, that quick, sudden shift that lit the flame, that is something that may happen this week, that we may have a quick, sudden shift in seeing that, oh, there is something incredibly valuable here that I've been reaching outside of myself for, or too far for someone else to give to me. And it's actually right here. That something incredibly valuable is there for you that has come from all the growth that you've moved through. This like grounded abundance. It wasn't a little pouch of coins or falling from the sky. It was on the ground. And it wasn't just one, it was a bunch that were illuminated by this sudden instance of ignition, by this candle flame igniting, by our action, by our sudden awareness, by opening up our eyes and opening up our energy, the shift. And this could really be connected to your personal fire turning on, your passion, your light, your vital energy, your life force illuminating all of the value that maybe was hidden in the dark, in the shadows, that was hidden by lack of action. But this week, you could have the opportunity to see what has been waiting for you, because now you have the ability to hold it all like it's there for you. You have it, just waiting for you to see its value, to see what has been there. So pay attention to anything that you may not have realized is a resource. What kind of grounded abundance is available to you and coming to you, and like right there that you didn't see before? And then the animal came through. The animal for this week, the scene opened up and we were at the shore. And the shore being the space where the ground meets the water. And this felt like a new shore. It looked different. It felt different. That we had journeyed, that through our growth, we have made it to a new shore. It felt like the start of a new chapter, a new phase. And there was a beautiful pelican wading in the water. Not waiting, but wading through the water. And it had a gold coin, like one of the gold coins was in its beak. Like, what an image. And I love this because the first thing I think of with the pelican is that they are unsinkable, that they have physically these things in their wings that make it so even with the toughest waves and the biggest storm, they are never pushed under. Like they are always rising. And it felt like this pelican with the gold coin in its beak is here to remind us of the reward that we have available to us, of these resources, of this abundance that we have, that we are finally able to see. Maybe not even from all of the challenges, but through all of the challenges, we are opening up to see all of that valuable resource, all of the value, all of the abundance, everything that we feel like we need, this material support, that we are open to it now. That by navigating and moving through that growth of the challenges, and especially emotionally, especially with our heart, because the water symbolizes our emotional depths. And the heart is where we carry a lot of the movement of that emotion, how we feel all of the depths of our emotion, how we express it, and that it's the value of our resilience and determination, of our trust in ourselves and our journeys, that this pelican this week is reminding us to see that, to be open to it, to be aware of all of the beauty and value and resources that we are surrounded by, that we are on a new shore, that we may have actually made it through something big. And as I share about the energy and the themes of the pelican next, pay attention to what the themes connect to specifically in your life. What do they make you think of? What does it highlight in your life? Like, trust how it resonates for you. How is the pelican inspiring you this week? And the pelican represents the energy of rising above life's trials, strength, resourcefulness, understanding your emotions, confidence, trusting your resources, courage, community, protection, new opportunity, direction, resilience, harmony, and hope. And I wanted to share the pelican from my intuitive animal oracle, the guided journal, and I'll add and dot 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 that there's something else with that that I'm working on, but I wanted to share an excerpt from the pelican, and it's number 33, which I love because 33 is a number that is called in numerology often a master number. It's the master teacher. And so it does feel like that is a little nod to this week as well, that there is something this week that from what you have already known, everything you have learned, that you will be able to put that into practice this week. And the pelican is, in my intuitive animal oracle, called the pelican of unsinkable hope. And then I wanted to share this excerpt that may also connect to something for this week ahead for you. So, the pelican of unsinkable hope from my intuitive animal oracle. New and unexpected opportunities are lining your path for your inspired and re inspired actions. You may also find yourself dealing with a full mind. It might feel a bit challenging to break through and express your inspirations and ideas. It could be helpful to look for ways your mind can be more in tune with your heart. What does your heart know for sure? Connect to the courage and clarity you have gained over the last while. This is a great time to focus on what has been pulling you from deep within. That thing you have not felt ready yet to do or say. Can you remember what you have been waiting for? And I know I usually share from Ted Andrews, but I also have my own intuitive animal oracle insight, and it felt right to share this one. Because when I read it, I thought, wow, that really connects to what came through in the meditation. So let's focus on that one. So, as I shared everything from this week ahead through my meditation, through the insight and the symbolism, through the animal, what were you reminded of? What do you feel called to focus on? What is this week offering to you? What do you need to do? And now, some writing prompts, journal prompts to help you dive deeper into the energy of the week ahead. Answer one or none or all. Trust what resonates. So, the first one, what new shore have you arrived on? Where has all of your growth brought you? And number two, detail 3 resources and support you need to open up to. What value has been hidden in the shadows? And number 3, what action can you take this week to ignite your fire? And number 4, describe everything you've been waiting for and why not now. And that brings us to the end of this episode of Intuitive Seek for your week of July 6th. I would love to hear if you resonated with any of the energy that I'm feeling that we're moving through for this week ahead, or if you have any other thoughts or questions, please don't hesitate to send me a message. I love to hear from you. All of the links that you need are in the show notes. Hugely appreciated if you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And if you feel called to give even more support, you could share this episode with a friend or leave a review. That always is so, so helpful. And yes, thank you so much again. Be extra kind to yourself and others. And I will talk to you next week.